Hi everyone, today's video is very exciting and it's going to be introducing you to my two foster hamsters. So one of them is awake here, this one is Draco, and in this side we have Hedwig. So I've just cleaned them out. They've actually been with me for quite a few weeks now, but I've been waiting for them to settle in before I traumatise them by putting bright lights on their cage and making a video about them. They actually belong to my friend and she's going through a really difficult time and didn't feel like she was caring for them the right way. So I offered to look after them for her. So I don't know how long I'll be having them, whether she feels like she's in a place that she can take them back in the future, then she'll have them back. But if not, they will live with me forever. So these guys are both dwarf hamsters. I think originally they came from the adoption section of a pet shop. So I'm going to consider them hybrid dwarfs, which means that they have a lifespan of around 12 to 18 months. And I know that these guys are both coming up to a year old. So potentially, you know, they are getting older, they are starting to slow down. They will start to get a bit wobbly on their feet. So when that happens, I'll have to take out their second levels so they don't fall off and hurt themselves. But for the minute, they both seem to be getting about fine. So this is the setup I've got them in. So they are in the IKEA Detolf, which I've used for hamsters previously. Historically, I've used the whole cage for one hamster. But because I've ended up with two of these guys, quite spur of the moment, I ended up making a divider down the middle and housing one in each. So if you split the Detolf down the middle, each side measures around 500 square inches, which is still a good size for one older dwarf hamster. Dwarves generally are really active, and I would normally, if it was a young dwarf, I would like to house one in this whole thing. But because they are older, they do start to slow up, they do sleep a lot more of the time. Draco is quite active, but Hedwig has been sleeping a lot. So Draco is not exactly tame. He's been previously referred to as the red-eyed demon, and I did try some taming with him recently, and I tried hand feeding him a treat, and I will insert the clip and you can see what happened. He has become a bit cage aggressive. They were in slightly smaller wire cages. Because you've got sort of one point of entry at the top and you have to kind of get them out by putting your hand in, it kind of generates that like predatorial prey. It's not ideal really. It does tend to exacerbate cage aggression in hamsters. Generally sort of something a bit more open where you can lay your hand flat in the cage and they can walk on and off. It's not as intimidating for them and they don't feel like you're so much of a threat. So I'm going to continue to try to do some work with Draco, but it might just turn out that he's one of those hamsters that doesn't like being handled, and that's absolutely fine. All hamsters have different personalities and some just don't like being handled, so that might be where we're at with Draco here. Hedwig, on the other hand, is quite friendly, will take treats from you. She is a lovely girl. So yeah, they're both hybrid dwarves. They're both about a year old. Draco is a male white dwarf hamster with red eyes. Hedwig is a female white dwarf hamster with black eyes. So this divider here we just made I made a template out of cardboard, and then we used this bit of plywood here and used the template to measure up for this. And it basically just fits. It sits against this wire upright here, and it's wedged in there really well. I did buy some aquarium sealant as well to seal down the sides. So I was slightly concerned that they would become stressed, obviously with a male and a female living in close proximity, but it does seem to prevent a lot of the scent. They haven't been, like I say, I've had them for a few weeks now, and they haven't been chewing on the side or trying to dig through. To be honest, they're both just living their lives. They did live in wire cages next to each other previously, so I think, to be honest, they're just sort of used to it. So I'm really pleased that that hasn't been an issue for them. So that is basically how I've come to have them, but I will show you their cages now. So this hamster here is Draco. So he has this second level here, which is actually a thing from IKEA. It's made to divide up a cupboard space, but it works really well as a second level for a hamster. They do have a food bowl up there with a bit of food in. I do also scatter feed to give them something to do. And they also have a little food store. I think his is down here somewhere. And when I clean them out, I make sure to put them some food back in their food store so they don't get too stressed. He's found that piece of grass and he's really enjoying it. So up to this second level here, we have this Bendy Bridge, which I've just bent out into a bit of a ramp. It is quite steep, but he seems to be able to get up and down it fine. It's just something I'll need to monitor as he sort of gets older and his mobility gets less good. He's got quite a few of these sticks here. He really likes chewing. He's actually a really big chewer. Whoops. So under here he has a tea light holder which he can go in like a little house. He's also got a load of shredded tissue paper under there as well, which he can take and build a nest if he would like to. So this bedding is Fitch Bedding, which is a paper-based bedding, so similar to Carefresh. Any of those sort of paper beddings. It's non-scented, nice and fluffy, and it seems to hold its shape for tunnels really well. Both of these guys really enjoy building tunnels, and they've got huge tunnel systems that run all the way under here, and they like to pop out. So this is a really nice bedding for them. They're really enjoying it, especially as they're getting older. It's a nice soft fluffy bedding, and it's really important it's non-scented because obviously they've got really sensitive respiratory systems. It did used to be reasonable, but every time I go to purchase it, they seem to put up their prices, which I think is very rude. Oh, he's enjoying that little corner. So under here, he's also got his sand bath, which I just need to fill up with some children's play sand. I need to dig that out. I've forgotten to do their sand baths actually, but I will do that in a second. So he's got some millet spray here, just a little bit because it's more of a treat really, so there's only a little bit there. He's also got this one, which is again a wooden chew painted with Pet Safe paints because he really loves chewing. So he's just checking out some of the natural grasses that I've put in there for him, and he's also got a chew there which is kind of a woven willow and pumice stone chew. So over here he has this little house which is absolutely adorable. This is one that he came with from his previous owner, and it's wooden. It's got a little, it's adorable, it's got a little climbing frame that side and a little ladder that side and a little bell down there as well. It's absolutely adorable. I have seen these on Wish and I think Amazon as well, so I know that you can get them on the internet. Very cute. And his little seesaw there, which also came with him. And this one he's really enjoying chewing. And in this corner here he's got a flying saucer so he can get his exercise. And he has got a water bottle there, and that's just one of the cheap ones that come with the Fairplast cage, I think. I don't think they're as aesthetically pleasing as the Living World ones, but it's functional. He's drinking from it. It seems to be not dripping too badly. So I will keep that one there, and it's just stuck to either side with some industrial strength Velcro. So I think that's everything in Draco's cage, apart from he has a load of toilet roll tubes all buried in various points of his cage. And he's basically got a whole tunnel system under here as well. So I am tempted to buy some Carefresh colours instead of the Fitch Bedding, because the amount of times I have thought I've lost these hamsters. They blend in so well with the bedding, and because they spend probably 90% of their time buried, the amount of times I've thought I've lost them. It's only Hedwig who I can hear, because when she's asleep she makes little squeaking noises. So I always know where she is, but this little devil here, I have thought I've lost him so many times. So I am still using the lids as well. I've just taken them off to film this video, but I am still using them. I just think for me, it gives me a bit of peace of mind, to be honest. I don't think they would be able to climb out, but there's not much of a jump between here and here, so it does worry me. So me personally, I do use a lid with these. I know a lot of people with dwarves don't, and that is fine, but for me, yeah, I find it gives me a bit of peace of mind. So in this side we have Hedwig, who is my female dwarf hamster. So her setup is very similar to Draco's. She also has a poo stuck to her back as well. So she's obviously been pooing in her nest and then sitting directly on it. So you'll have to excuse that. I know there's no sand in there, is there? So starting over in this corner, she has her flying saucer. She's also got her Living World water bottle there, which is again stuck on with industrial strength Velcro. She is on a mission. She has the same cute little house here and this little bridge, which is, I believe, from Amazon or Wish. This is one that she came with along with the house and the seesaw. So again, she has a bendable bridge up to a second level, which is the same IKEA shelving thing. Oh, don't do that. That is a terrible idea. Oh dear. Oh dear, well that's one way to descend. She has her bowl here, which I believe was from Pet's Corner. Here she is. She's got a little pumpkin instead of a skull there and some shredded non-scented tissue paper there, which again she can take away to her nest. I think she's got some toilet roll tubes under there as well and a couple of different chews. She has this woven willow chew here and again some sort of natural grasses and things for her to chew on. She's also got a bit of millet spray there as well. In this side she has a Snuggle Safe carrot shaped bowl there, which will be filled with sand when I put the sand in it. Completely forgot, but I will be filling that with children's play sand for her to bath in. So here she has a plant pot. It's really cute. It's got ice cream sundaes and sprinkles all over. Plant pots do make really good hides for hamsters of all sizes, and it's nice for her to have a bigger hide as well. This guy is so distracting. I'm trying to film Hedwig's side now. Stop being cute. She is definitely one of those hamsters that spends more time under the bedding than on top of it. So I think that's pretty much everything from both the cages. I did, however, miss out this Hobbit house, which is in Draco's cage, and that's one that I've had for previous hamsters in the past, and it's made of resin. But I think that's everything that they've got in their cage. So I really hope you enjoyed meeting my two foster hamsters and that you enjoyed seeing their setup. So thank you so much for watching. Welcome them to the family in the comment section below, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye!